Come on. Y'all. All right. Boy, this Wi-Fi is tripping right now. But anyway, we got the mic unmuted. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. Good Saturday afternoon to you. And this is a special edition of Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook and YouTube. We are previewing NFC North Division. Big game tomorrow between first place 9-3 Chicago Bears and 8-3-1 second place Green Bay Packers. And if you don't know, now you know. Well, you been know that. If you follow me, you know I'm a Packers fan. Wisconsin born, Texas raised. 414 in the building. But I got somebody else that's from the 414 that I'm going to introduce in just a second. And I know him very well. Matter of fact, we blood. We are blood. We first cousins, but we more like brothers because we know what's up. But before we bring him on, make sure you come in, like, comment, subscribe to the channels. That is Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. If you haven't already done so, make sure you share this to your social media platforms as well. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. And you can follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. It goes down on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. If you ain't following me on TikTok, my lives over there gets wild. It gets fun, gets crazy, and it gets a lot of ish talking over there on TikTok. But anyway, we talking on Facebook and YouTube right now. Without further ado, let me bring my brother from another mother to the stage. My brother Will in here. Soon as my Wi-Fi quits buffering. I told you we was gonna have company today. It's coming. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all just sit tight. Get your popcorn, get your drink. I had live on TikTok this morning, and I wanted to make sure that I talked to my good brother Will about it too, just to get his insight. And then we are coming. It's coming slowly but surely, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it's coming slowly but surely. It's coming. I promise you it is. I promise you Will is here.
Yeah.
I promise you. There he is.
So
hey, Will, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, brother. How you been? How you holding up in that weather up there?
Oh my God, it's atrocious. But at the end of the day, I didn't sign up for it. My parents did. I guess I could move now, but yeah, it's cold, man.
Man, and no I don't miss that one. I don't miss it one bit. I tell people all the time. I talk to my people up there, and that man, it is crazy. So again, we got the big game tomorrow, Will. You know, I got to get your insight. You definitely there. You've been a Packers fan for many, many, many decades. Bears 9-3. They feeling good about themselves.
As they should.
8-3-1, as they should. 325 on Fox. Weather says it's going to be like 20 degrees in Green Bay. It's going to be cold. Just give me your thoughts on this matchup. Just give me your thoughts on this matchup going forward.
I think like the first things first for me is that I'm a Packer fan first and foremost, but I think like the most important thing for me, I'm not a fanatic about anything. I try to look at the game, how the game is presented, and how, because being a football fan first, you understand like on any given Sunday, this can happen or that can happen. You really don't invest too much into that. But looking at the two teams in itself, I look at the Bears and the way they run the ball is very important for the Packers to understand, because I'm a root for the Packers first and foremost, but I ain't hating on nobody because I don't even like or dislike anybody like that. But running the ball for them on first and second down is really important for them. And for my team, the most important thing for them to do is get them in third and long. If we get them in third and long, then it'll be incumbent upon the game plan changing for the Bears. Because if we get them because first down, if the numbers say it, is that they are probably one of the better teams that run, because that line get them yards on first and second down. It's because they in a lot of third and short. So you got to get them in third and eights, third and sevens, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think the most important thing for the Packers is to stop their run game. And the most important thing for the Bears is to neutral in the way to neutralize the Packers defense and Michael Parsons in that front four that don't do a lot of blitzing is to get a lot of good runs on first and second down. And they coach, if he's done anything, he's consistent. I'm talking about the Chicago coach, Ben Johnson.
Right.
If he's done
Ben
anything
Johnson.
consistently, he's put them in advantageous situations. And I don't see that changing tomorrow. So I think it's going to come down to who's coming out to do what they want to do and dictate the game.
And you hit right on something that I wanted to bring up, bruh. The Bears' run game. They are second in the league rushing the football. That's
See,
something
there you
that
go.
they do well. Yeah. And you
Mm-hmm.
said, and I said this early on the live, I want Caleb Williams to have to throw the football.
Yes,
That's
please.
what I want him to have to do because he's in the bottom of the league when it comes to completion percentage. I looked that up this
Mm-hmm.
morning. So you talk about the game plan right on. We want the Bears to
Yeah, we jumping right
have
in
to
it.
pass the football, but we want to keep them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. We want to keep them in third and longs, man. We don't want them to get
Mm-hmm.
6-7 yards on first down. And but again, onto our defense. Our defense is ranked sixth against the run in the league. Actually eighth overall versus the run. We've held some
I think
good running backs in check, haven't we?
I agree, but I think
Yeah.
sometimes those numbers can fool you because we look at Carolina and what they running
Mm,
back did.
mm,
The former Cowboy, I
yeah.
don't remember his name, so I ain't even gonna do him a disservice.
Rico
But he
Rico
ran,
Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Rico ran over them
Rico Dowdle. I remember.
like he was Rico from Paid in Full. He had a point to prove. And so it's like we couldn't stop him for nothing. So at
Hmm.
the end of the day, I think like those numbers can fool you. I think like overall, we give off runs when in crucial situations that be detriment to our defense. Is like we could get off the field. It could be third and short, third and four, third and five. They'll run the ball and you're gonna get it against us. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think like those
Yeah.
numbers are skewed in the fact that we might be ranked high, but it's some games in the games that we lost, in the 3 games that we lost, especially with the Eagles
Hmm.
and Carolina, it was really their run game that won those games for them. So it's like at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I think like even though we highly rank, and I'm pretty sure we can stop it, but like I say, it's got to be one of those games to where that's a concerted effort on everybody that ain't reliant upon one man to tackle the ball. We can't be reliant upon our defensive linemen. Everybody got to be in on it. The linebackers, the safeties,
Right.
and the corners and the ends, especially Michael Parsons. Don't give up that edge. You know. I think we buffering.
Hmm. And speaking of our run defense, Will, bruh, we lose of what he did plugging up that middle, no longer not having Kenny Clark anymore. Now Devontae Wyatt is done for the season. How you think that's going to affect our run defense?
Immensely. I think at the end of the day, you lose a player of Wyatt's ability who came out not knowing what he was or could be after losing Kenny Clark to the Cowboys. It's like we didn't know what we had. We had flashes because he didn't have to play a lot of reps because we did have Kenny Clark, but he proven himself game in and game out before his injury that he could be relied upon. But I also think like we gotta he even mentioned one of his backups and that I can't remember the young man's name, but he mentioned one of his backups and it's like if he don't perform at a higher level, he see his guy in practice doing his thing. He's like, hey, so I gotta
Hmm.
perform a high level. This before his injury. So hopefully it's always the next man
Yeah.
up mentality. I know we run that into the ground, but in all intents and purposes, that's exactly what it is. Next man
Right.
up. So, but at the end of the day, it's always a wait and see approach
Yeah.
because, like I
And
say,
and I say that all the time. Like you say, it's yeah. Yeah, and it's sorry for the delay. If when you watch this,
yeah,
that's probably on my end with this Wi-Fi, but it's gonna all work out. Let's talk about some of the injuries, bruh. I just mentioned Devontae Wyatt. He's out. We won't have him tomorrow. We won't have Savion Williams tomorrow either with a foot injury. We won't have running back Marshawn Lloyd with a calf injury tomorrow, nor will we have defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness. He's out. We hadn't had him really consistently all year.
Right.
As far as the Bears, they're going to be out without one of their weapons for Caleb Williams. Romeo Odunze. I think I said his name right.
Yeah.
I probably butchered it. Romeo Odunze. He's out. How will these injuries affect this game on both sides, in your opinion?
I think let's start with the Bears. I believe he's probably their top receiver, but it ain't like Caleb Williams throwing all over the place to begin with. And I think, for me, what I fear the most about the Bears is their inside passing when they go to commit and some of their receivers that run in the slot. So I don't think for what they do, because they run the ball so well. So a lot of that is play fake and roll out, and you got Caleb inventing stuff on the fly. You know what I'm saying, to create with the tight end and whoever their slot guys are, and anything over top ain't really materialized as much as they probably wanted to. But at the end of the day, for them, the injury with their top receiver out, it don't affect them as much because, like I said, a lot of the stuff that they do is in between the tackles. So it's you're not going to really be scared or upset that, you want your top guy there, don't get me wrong, but it's not end of the world for them because it's, as long as they're running the ball well, and they get into the middle and the meat of the field, they'll be okay, to be honest with you. But I think the Packers' biggest concern should be with Caleb Williams out of the pocket, using his feet. His arm, I ain't scared of his arm, but we've always had a issue with running quarterbacks, for lack of a better way to describe them. But dual threat quarterbacks have always been an Achilles heel for the Packers. So at the end of the day, if we keep him, and like you said earlier, make him be a passer, and with their top receiver out, and if we can shore up the middle, I think we can neutralize a lot of what they do. Now on the Packers end, as far as injuries go, it's we haven't had Van Ness all season. We haven't had Marshawn Lynch all season. I don't know if Jaden Reed's going to play. I don't know if he's out. I haven't read the injury report. I don't know if he's in or out, or Golden for that match. I don't know if he's in or out. But if we get either one of those receivers back, that bodes well.
They questionable, bro.
They still questionable. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if Jaden Reed play, because he has had
they questionable. Jaden Reed, Jaden Reed. Yes, he has. Yeah, he has. By the way, Jaden Reed is our cousin.
Right, little cuz. What up, little cuz? But at the end of the day, it's if he gets in the game,
cuz, right.
If he gets in the game, it's for us, he has always shined against them, and that just gives us another weapon. But what I'm more concerned about, like I say, our linebacker 7, his last name Walker, but he ain't no kin to me. But number 7, if he's playing,
I was gonna ask that. I
don't claim him.
Yeah, I was going.
I don't want to publicly hurt nobody, but I ain't trying to hurt nobody. But at the end of the day, it's injuries are really not going to be a big issue for this game. I think we each team got somebody they will prefer to have in, but I think with a rivalry like this and the venom that these teams have for each other, that next man up mentality is really going to be important right now. You're going to really see it very prevalent.
You're exactly right. And to speak about, this big rivalry, let's talk about the Bears defense real quick. I want to throw this stat out at you. Believe it or not, the Bears lead the league in takeaways. They have 26.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
They have 17 interceptions, and they have a turnover differential of plus 17. Right. But they're the 27th ranked defense overall. So what you said earlier, sometimes stats don't tell the whole story.
Yeah.
Even though they're the 27th rated defense in the league, they lead the league in takeaways, and we all know takeaways is big when it comes to winning football games.
Yeah, I agree. And so that whole mantra, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, is a fallacy in that, because that number is lying. Because I think If
Mm-hmm.
you don't, what that number says to me is if you don't turn the ball over, you can go down the field on them. I think the Lions proved, and we
Right.
just talk about the Bears defense right now. The Lions proved when you really just be efficient with the football, the Bears have no answer for whatever you do. If you make mistakes or if they be opportunistic and make you turnovers, because I've watched some of their games and a lot of times they're creating it. It's not necessarily they're waiting for teams to make mistakes. The
Mm-hmm.
Bears defense do create a lot of their situations when it comes to turnovers. But what they, like I said, the numbers say, hey, they're still 27th ranked in the league. So at the end of the day, it's like, if you control the ball, if you secure the ball, offensively, you should be able to get whatever you want from this Bears defense. Just in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Let's talk about our Packers defense real quick. One interesting stat about it. They have allowed fewer than 20 points in all 6 home games this year. What that tells us is the Packers defense doesn't give up a lot of points, but the concern I do have is we do give up a lot of long drives. We let teams have 10, 11, 12 play drives, and that's a concern for me. Your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, I think we do definitely have a problem with getting off the field. I think for them, getting off the field on third down has been a problem all year long. It's like you look at the formations, you see what's going on, and you know what's about to happen. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself because I'm a Willie savant. But it's like you see what about to happen, and you like, okay, let's get off the field. It's 38. Like, okay, you see what they
Mm-hmm.
doing. Like, let's defend it this way. But I think one of our biggest issues is getting off the field and on third down. And if we can shore that up, that would be very, very important in this game. Any game, to be honest with you, but it's going to be very important in this game because, like I said, Caleb Williams, when all else fails, he will put his head down and run the ball. He will get out there and because
Oh yeah.
he ain't
Yeah.
unlike Jordan Love. Jordan Love is reluctant to run more times and he could probably just pick it up with his feet. He want to prove that he's such a pocket passer. Caleb Williams ain't like that. He like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I need 4 yards. Okay, I got to run to
Yeah.
get it.
Yep.
You know, so we got to be
Yeah. You're
conscious
right.
of the fact that he will run and pick them yards up. Because for me, I think a lot of teams lose focus in the fact of playing to the next play. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's 3rd and 5. If you need 5 yards, why are everybody running down the field? Somebody got to just pick up the 5 yards. And I think the Bears do that very well,
Right.
more so than anybody. They'll pick up the yards on the field that they need, as opposed to everybody, trying to get the big play. Because the big play has avoided
Yeah.
them mostly this year anyway.
Right. Bro, the Packers are open. This is 6.5 point favorites. Actually, I looked at that line yesterday, so it may have moved a little bit. I have no idea. The Packers lead this all-time series 108, 96, and 6. But the last time these two teams met, the Bears walked off of Lambeau with the victory back in January 24-22. Does that game still even stick in your mind? Do you even remember that game? Oh, I just lost me. Uh, we're gonna come back. I don't know what happened. My brother, I lost him. So we're gonna pick up with that. But again, I was just talking about the last meeting between these two teams. That is the Bears and the Packers at Lambeau. The Bears walked out of there with a 24-22 win. And that definitely left a bad taste in my mind as other Packers fans, but I think they ended up finishing what, 4-13 or something like that. So uh, when we come back, we're gonna talk about the Packers again. We right behind them at 8-3-1, and it's been a while since we played the play where it really had something. It's been a long time. Matter of fact, I think the last time the Bears clinched a winning record Was in 2018, and I think I got my brother Will back. Hopefully that we can get him in here. I see him pop up. There you go. I don't know
Back.
what happened. You good, bro?
I don't know either. Yeah, I'm
You
back,
back.
baby.
You back. All right. But I was talking about, I think I asked you before we technical difficulties. Packers lead this series 108, 96, and 6. But the last time these teams met, left a sour taste in our mouth. The Bears walked off with a 24-22 victory back in January of 2025. Do we
Yeah.
do you even remember that game? Do you even think about that game anymore?
I don't think about the game, but I do remember it because, like I said, I know they kicked a last second field goal to win it. To win it. But what I remember is that what we normally do is play down to our competition. Not like we're world beaters, but they are who we think they are, at least. No shade. Well, maybe a little shade. But but at the end of the day, but yeah, I remember that game. But I think like we even looked up, we even looked up and won the first game that we weren't that we won with a blocked field goal because we were supposed to lose that game. So the
Right.
first game of that season. So at the end of the day, I think like anytime with rivalries, I think like even though we've had the better hand lately, and lately meaning since what 93. If that's lately to, I mean, we all had probably kids since 93. But
Yeah.
but but
Oh
at the
yeah,
end of
we
the
all
day,
have. Yeah, for real.
I think like when it comes to certain games, we know like we've owned the rivalry. I think as Packer fans, I think we understand it. Because there was a time when I was on the other end of it. I grew up in an era where the Bears were the winner of the rivalries. In the 70s and the 80s, we did not beat the
They
Bears
weren't.
much.
Yeah.
And as a
Yep.
kid and as a 7-year-old
That's
and
right. You're right.
16-year-old, it was a very far between when we beat the Bears. So when we started beating them
It was.
with regularity, it was like, okay, but not, but me looking at football like I do, I never look at it with blinders on. And a lot of their fans do. They get a good team and they lose their mind. They act like, oh my God,
You're
we
right.
didn't invented the wheel. The best thing since sliced cheese. It's like, oh, we ain't nothing. Like, okay, well, y'all know we did have beat you guys more so than not in the last 30 years. So, but at the end of the day, I think the rivalry is important for the league. It's important for football because then you get to the essence of what football is really about. What it
Yeah.
what we believe it should be about. So at the end of the day, I love this rivalry and I love
Yeah.
interacting with Bears fans because, like I say, they so delusional. But at the end of the day, we'll see tomorrow.
I do too. Yeah, because I love it too. Like I said earlier, if you don't follow me on TikTok when I go live, man, I tell you, it's probably more Bears fans that jump in the chat and try to give me the business, and we just have a good old time going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely,
Yeah, on the most part.
I definitely think it's good for the NFL. For the most part,
On
yeah, I have to
on
say
the
that.
most part,
And I think when you
they
talk
some of
about,
the go ahead.
go ahead, bro. You say for the most part, what?
On the most part, the Bear fans are delusional. Yeah, I'm about to be messy, and you try to have civil conversations with these people. You try to have conversations with them that okay, when we
You
talk
about to be petty.
like hey, y'all about to be petty. Y'all see y'all team, right? Because like early in this season, even now, I'm not sold on my team. I'm not sitting here looking like, oh, we about to beat everybody. No, we're not. We are
Right.
bums too. And until we're not bums, you're going to be bums. But the Bears are bums, and they sitting around like got their chest poked out, like they Michael J. White. I'm sitting here like, man, y'all can't beat Bruce Lee.
Right.
We can beat Bruce Lee. But at the end of the day, that's me being petty.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the rivalry is definitely good. I'll get it back on track. The rivalry is definitely good for the league. It's good for us to have the friendly banter back and forth. But what I love about us is we're not delusional at all about our team and the outcome of these games. I think I have the both. I can speak for you, I feel like, on this. I think we both have the
Right.
capabilities to look at the game in itself, and let the game speak for itself.
I
We
say
ain't
that.
gonna be here
I
with
say
like,
that.
I think we froze. But if you can hear me, but I think the Bears, I really am proud that it's a real rivalry now. And with it being a real rivalry, for me as a Packer fan, I think it speaks volumes for football because we need rivalries. If you don't have rivalries, a lot of time the game just loses its luster. So when you got the game like in regions like Cleveland and Baltimore, that's a natural rival because you stole my team. So at the end of the day, it's like you're gonna naturally not like them. Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
Baltimore. You know, are you back? You faded. I couldn't hear you. I don't know if they could or what. I just started talking, but I can hear you
Oh
now.
yeah, you
So
faded too, but that's all right. I heard you. No, you good, bro. It's this Wi-Fi. We gonna roll with it.
okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, you we gonna roll with it. It's this Wi-Fi, but we gonna roll with it. We're gonna keep it rocking. Yeah. But I know you was talking about the delusion about how we, when it comes to football, we're not we're fans, but we're not fanatics. And I know that I
Mm.
think that was the gist of what you were saying about,
Oh yeah, for
a
sure.
lot of the
Yeah,
things. And I say that all the time.
yeah. Because
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fanatic.
you're right.
I
Yeah,
get it. I know. I watch football from a fan sport
played
fan,
it.
and I'm probably fading out now.
Yeah, you fading out now.
But
Played
continue
it.
your
I could do my
thoughts
whole
though
diatribe now.
on
I could do my whole Stephen A.
let's
unimpression.
if you can
I can
hear
hear
me,
you.
bro.
I can hear you.
Let's talk about this real quick. I got to.
Fade in and out.
Okay, my bad. Talk to me about the Michael Parsons trade. Your thoughts on it?
First and foremost, I would never believe that you would trade a generational talent like him at his prime of his career. I don't know, and then it strikes me as that he's not a problematic person or player. He's definitely not an Antonio Brown. He strikes me as somebody you can really get along with and understand and
Thank
and
God.
try to navigate through. Yeah, in my belief, I don't know the man's, but this is my belief. But it's like for me, I think it changes the landscape of things for the Packers because now you have somebody that you have to account for. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a point when Rashard Garrett, because Van Ness is not on the field, and they spent a very high pick on Van Ness a few years ago. So pairing Van Ness with Rashard Gary, you actually thought you had a two-headed monster that never materialized. That with Kenny Clark in the middle, you thought with those edges that you had something to build on. But turns out Van Ness never stays healthy, and he's not the player we thought he was. But when you bring in a player like Michael Parsons, he elevates everything that you do. It's not just that he brings Rashad Gary up, who is a good defensive end. Now he's a great defensive end because he's paired with a even greater defensive end. And so now you just make everybody else's job better. So that trade in itself just made a defense better that was good. You made them to be better in the sense that, like, even on the back end, the defensive backs, when you know you got 3 seconds to hold someone, a legitimate 3 seconds, you can really defend better knowing that the front end is at the quarterback's ASS. So I think that trade really put the Packers defensively, because like I said, it's three phases to football. You got special teams, offense, and defense. But to me, I say 4 phases, but to me, the most important phase is coaching. You can have every phase covered. If you got a coach that don't understand the assignment, you will not win. Like Denny Green said, no, like Mike Singletary said, we're gonna skip Denny Green. Can't do it. Can't win with him. Can't do it. So at the end of the day, I think like the Michael Parsons trade really elevated the Packers to a point to where all season long, you know what you got, you know what you can do. So now you just got to go out there and do it. I think we lost our moderator. I think Kendrick is gone. And I know he don't want this to be the Willie show. So the people out there, ask me some questions, which I want to know. Okay, well, sayonara, peace out, go Pack go, and the Bears still gonna suck.
You, man.